So now we saw what are the important settings on the top two rows. Now we will come to the bottom three rows, right? So the first one is called as the picture style. It's almost like how we use filters on Instagram, right? So it's similar to that. It has different picture styles. So it has different picture styles. So you can see, you can use portrait, landscape, like this. There are different picture styles. So I leave it in auto, and then all you have to remember all you have to remember is it's just similar to filters, right? Then we have white balance. So white balance helps us to, in whichever lighting you are choosing, you just have to choose that particular white balance. Mostly we can leave it at auto, but in case you know where you are shooting, you can use that particular type of light, like tungsten, fluorescent, outdoor, indoor, cloudy. Okay, you can choose that. So that will help you to keep the colors faithful. It'll represent the originality of the subject, right? So this is advanced white balance, so we will not go into this now. Then you have whether how you want to correct the brightness of the image. So this also will be not using much. This is called how the metering modes. So how the meter is going to function. Here you have center weighted, spot metering and partial metering and evaluative metering. You have four options in this camera. So each one has a specific role. So evaluative metering, that's the mostly we'll use for all the scenes. Sometimes you can use for partial metering. So especially when you have bright backgrounds. If you are very focused on a particular point, you can go for spot metering. If your subject is in the center at that time, you can go for center weighted average metering. So these are some of the different kinds of metering, but you don't have to worry. You can simply leave it at evaluative metering for beginners. Then you have one shot. So this is autofocus. So there are three types of autofocus in this particular camera: one shot, AI focus, and AI servo. So generally we leave it at one shot for normal stationary things. So we can use AI servo and AI focus when the subject is moving, but generally we can leave it at one shot. So then you have autofocus points. You can see here you have like 9 autofocusing points, but you can also select which one you want and then focus your subject at that particular point. So in case you have messed it up, don't worry, you can press this button and then all the points will be selected. So this also will not use that much. So then you have the shooting modes. So you can see single shooting, then it has continuous shooting, single shooting silent, continuous shooting silent. Then you have timers, then you have a self timer. Like this, there are various settings. So this we'll use at times. So this will come in very handy at different times. Then we have the file size. So there are different file size. You can see RAW, CRAW, JPEG, and here you can see the different file sizes. So S means smaller file size, L means larger file size. So you can see one picture is going to be 5.9 MB only. On the other hand, when you have choosing L, your pictures are going to be 24 MB. They are also going to be much bigger, like 6000 into 4000, but the small ones will be like 2400 in 1600, right? If you want raw, you can just click raw, but only raw you in case you are a professional photographer, you can use raw if you are editing it using raw. Otherwise you can just leave it at nil. So I'm just going to leave it at L, right? So these are the various settings that are there in your camera display, right? So the bottom settings are going to be, this is the battery, the Q is the button that you use to change anything on screen, right? So next comes the battery, next is the Wi-Fi, whether it's on or off. Then you have the Bluetooth, so that is also on or off, you can see that. And then you have how many photos can this memory card take. So it says 9999 photos. So this is how many more photos can your memory card accommodate, right? So now we have seen the entire setting on the display of the camera. We know what each and every symbol means, right?